Please see my next question, sir. Again, next question is again a very easy question once you have understood that many questions whatever we have solved. And again I am repeating you people, if you have understood the previous questions whatever we have solved, these all questions looks very easy, sir. Otherwise you will keep struggling in solving all these varieties of beautiful questions. Please see this question. Find the height of a mountain. There is a mountain which is having its peak. We need to find the height of that mountain. If its elevation of its top, if the elevation of its top at an unknown distance from the base is 18 degrees. First let us draw the diagram till this point of a time. That means there is a mountain. Let me call this mountain as some alphabet or some namings as AB. A is the peak of the mountain, B is the base of the mountain. AB is the mountain what I am talking about right now. AB is the mountain. If the elevation of its top at an unknown distance from the base is nothing but B, from some unknown distance, I don't know the distance between B and C, right? I don't know the distance between B and C. This distance, unknown distance B and C, from that point C, the angle of elevation of the top of the mountain, it is given in the question as how much? It is given as 18 degrees, 18. It is given as 18 degrees. And at a distance of 10 kilometers, further off from the mountain, that means along the same line and at a distance of 10 kilometers from this point C, distance of 10 kilometers, I will find a point called as D. Further off from the mountain, it is moving away from the mountain is the meaning of that. Along the same line, CD is the line which is along the same line as BC. Yes, whatever they have given in the question we are satisfying in the diagram. The angle of elevation from the top of the mountain is 9 degrees. That means this particular angle of elevation from A to D, diagram is not drawn to the scale, from A to D, this angle of elevation is given in the question as 9 degrees, and it is given that this is further distance of 10 kilometers. CD value is given as 10 kilometers. Find the height of the mountain is the question. Height of the mountain, let me call it as H, which is nothing but AB. I need to find the value of AB in this question. Angle B is nothing but 90 degrees. I hope the diagram is very clear from the statements whatever we have read from the given data in this particular question. I hope the diagram should be very clear for you people, sir. Now think little logically, sir. Think little logically. This is 18 degrees, right? This is 18 degrees. Can I say that if this is 18 degrees, this particular distance is given as 10 kilometers, right? This particular distance is given as 10 kilometers. Can I say that if this is 90, if this is 18 degrees, then how much it should be? 90 plus 18 is 108. 108 degrees means total sum of three angles in a triangle should be 180 degrees. So this should be remaining 72 degrees. I hope the idea is clear. Angle A, it is not completely angle A, sir. In triangle ABC, angle A is 72 degrees, right? That is 72 degrees. Now similarly, can I also say that if this is 18 degrees, if this is 18 degrees, this will form a straight line. So this particular angle should be how much then? Total angle in a straight line is 180 degrees. If this is 18, this should be how much? 180 minus 18, it is 162 degrees. And again can I say that the angle A, this particular angle, how much it should be? This is the triangle ACD. In triangle ACD, angle D is 9 degrees. Angle C is 162 degrees. 162 plus 9 is 171. But the sum of three sides, three angles should be 180 degrees. So this particular angle A should be remaining 9 degrees. I hope you are able to understand this. Now, this is 9 degrees. This also is 9 degrees. That means it's an isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, two angles will be equal. If two angles are equal, their opposite corresponding sides will also be equal. That means opposite to this 9 degrees, the side given is 10 kilometers. Opposite to this 9 degree also, the side should be 10 kilometers. That means the AC value is 10 kilometer. I hope you are able to understand this logic. The value of AC, now we got the value of AC as 10 kilometers because it's an isosceles triangle. Now AC value is 10 kilometer. If I take this particular right angle triangle, triangle ABC, which I am shading right now, in triangle ABC I need to find the okay, first of all, angle given is 18 degrees here. What is the opposite side of 18? It is AB, that is nothing but H. Opposite side is something which we need to find. What is the other side known in the triangle ABC? Just now we found it as AC, that is nothing but 10. That means the opposite side need to be calculated. What is that? Hypotenuse of the triangle is known. That means opposite and hypotenuse, which trigonometric function? It is sine. Sine 18 degrees is opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite is H, hypotenuse is AC, which is nothing but 10. And sine 18, I have already told you how to find it in trigonometry class. The value is root 5 minus 1 divided by 4. It is equal to H by 10. This is 2 into 2, this is 2 into 5. Final answer will be H is equal to, this 5 will go to the left hand side, it becomes 5 by 2, or it is 2.5. 2.5 times of root 5 minus 1 kilometers, and that is what they are asking you in the question. Find the height of the mountain, which is represented as H. Sir, why did you take these trigonometric functions and solve in this question? Why did you not take like the way you are solving in ratios method in which you are using in previous problems? This answer also I have already told you, sir. The simple answer for that question is 18 degrees, 72 degrees, 9 degrees, 162 degrees. These are not our comfortable degrees. These are not the comfortable angles which are given in the question. We are very comfortable with 3 angles: 30 degree, 60 degree and 45 degree. If the triangle is 30, 60, 90, or if the triangle is 45, 45, 90, we are very comfortable by ratios concept, wherein we have solved so many questions by now using ratios concept for such kind of problems. Any other question other than those varieties of angles, other than 30, 60 and 45, if you get any other numbers like 18, 72, 162 in this question, try to implement a different methodology which is nothing but similar more or less to your textbook methodology. I hope the idea is very clear. Anyway, the problem solving is also not too much difficult in these cases. It will be very easy by nature, nothing to worry about that part. I hope the idea is very clear for you people, sir. Next, a very beautiful question. Definitely you should put a star mark for this question, and one of the other reason why I am asking you to put a star mark is this is your original SSC mains, which I forgot to mention here. Original SSC mains 2016 question. Extremely beautiful question to be solved, sir. Please pay complete attention for this question. Question number 50 in our trigonometry, or rather heights and distances class. Question number 50 is what we are solving right now. Please pay complete attention in understanding this question. Now see here, sir. Your question is: a hydrogen filled balloon ascending at the rate of 18 km per hour was drifted by wind. That means there is a base here, there is some point on the level ground here. I will call that point as Q. Now a hydrogen filled balloon, a balloon is filled with hydrogen gas, ascending at the rate of 18 km per hour. That means it is moving up like this. It is going up. It is moving up and it is ascending at the rate of 18 km per hour. Suppose this is the balloon, right? This is the balloon, right? So ascending at the rate of 18 km per hour was drifted by a wind. Now it is moving on like this. After some times it was drifted by a wind. Yes, okay, that is the point. Its angle of elevation at 10th and 15th minutes were found to be 60 degrees and 45 degrees respectively. That means there is a person standing here. That person I will represent it as P, right? That person I will represent it as P. Suppose for example, from point Q, the balloon kept on moving upward. Why upward? Because it is given in the question as ascending. The balloon kept on moving upward at the rate of 18 kilometers per hour. Suppose that, assume that this is the 10th minute. At 10th minute, after 10 minutes are completed, at 10th minute, suppose this is the position of balloon. Let me draw that balloon in the shape of a human. So suppose this is the position of balloon. At this point, at 10th minute, the person sees this balloon and the angle of elevation were found to be 60 degrees for 10th minute. That means for 10th minute, angle of elevation is found to be 60 degrees. And 15th minute, at 15th minute, the angle of elevation was found to be 45 degrees. That means the balloon at 10th minute was at this position and it was drifted by wind. That means the balloon kept on going like this, somewhere like this, by the wind. And at 15th minute, the balloon moved little away also, and at the same time the balloon is moving upward also. That means this is the position of the balloon. Suppose this is the position of the balloon at 15th minute. If I take it from the level ground like this, let me call this ground, point on the ground as some letter R. The angle of elevation at 15th minute of the balloon from this point P, it is given in the question as 45 degrees. That means if the person sees this balloon at 15th minute, the angle of elevation is given as 45 degrees. I hope the idea is very clear for you people. Now your question is, find the approximate wind speed in whole number during the last 5 minutes. That means from 10th minute to 15th minute, what is the speed of the balloon is the question. The speed of the balloon is given in the question as 18 kilometers per hour. That was not from 10th to 15th. That was till 10th minute. But after 10th minute, the wind is like the balloon is drifted by the wind and it is moving like this. And what will be the speed of the balloon from 10th minute to 15th minute? That means in the last 5 minutes, what is the speed of the balloon? Now we all know this beautiful thing known as speed is nothing but distance by time. It is distance by time. That means, can I say that distance is nothing but from 10th minute. At 10th minute, if I take the horizontal distance or vertical distance, it was at point Q. At 15 minutes, vertical distance is at point R. That means distance traveled is from the distance from Q to R. Distance traveled from Q to R divided by what is the time taken from Q to R. Time taken from Q to R is 5 minutes. 10th minute to 15th minute means it is 5 minutes. The time is known to us. Distance is not known. If I find the distance from Q to R, my answer is over. As simple as that. Let us not make it complicated. Now, our intention is to find the distance from Q to R. Now, see here, sir. Listen to this carefully. From Q to R, wind is blowing like this, and because of the wind, the balloon is also moving away and it is also moving upward. So 10th minute position is Q, 15th minute position is R. That means you take the height which I have drawn it in the diagram. Now there are two right angle triangles if you observe carefully. First right angle triangle is triangle PQ. If I name this triangle as something as, okay, so PQ and this balloon, so that is the first right angle triangle. Second right angle triangle is, let me name this position as some A and this position as B, right? There is no harm in taking any alphabets, right? So let us use the alphabets. This is the first right angle triangle, and there is a bigger right angle triangle forming an angle of 45 degrees. It is PRB. It is another triangle PRB. Now you take any triangle of your choice. Any triangle of your choice, please take it. You will ultimately end up getting the same answer. I hope you are getting the point. You will ultimately end up getting the same answer. Now suppose we know that the time taken from Q to R is 5 minutes, right? Time taken from Q to R is 5 minutes. Now think little logically, sir. I want to find the distance traveled from Q to R. Now first of all, if I take this triangle PQA, if I take this triangle PQA, this is 90 degrees, This is 60 degrees. That means this angle should be 30 degrees. We know the ratio parts of the sides of triangle 30, 60, 90. Opposite to 30, if I assume it as 1 unit, opposite to 30, if I assume the side as 1 unit, then opposite to 60, this side will become root 3 units. But instead of taking root 3 here, what I will do is opposite to 30, instead of assuming it as 1, I will assume it as root 3 units. If opposite to 30 is root 3, then opposite to 60 will be 3. How, sir? I already explained in so many previous problems, sir. Let us not keep on worrying about the same part. Opposite to 30, if I assume it as root 3, then opposite to 60, AQ distance will be 3 units. I hope this part is clear for you people. This is 3 units or 3 kilometers, whatever it is. Similarly, can I say that if I take this bigger triangle PRB, triangle PRB is what I am interested in taking right now. Same logic I will implement again here, sir. Please listen carefully. It is given in the question that the balloon is ascending at the rate of 18 kilometers per hour. 18 kilometers per hour means in 1 minute, in 1 hour it will travel 18 kilometers. In 1 hour means, that means what is the meaning of this 18 kilometers per hour, sir? 18 kilometers per hour means in 1 hour, in 60 minutes, it will travel 18 kilometers. That means it was initially at the ground level Q, and at the 10th minute, till 10th minute it was traveling at 18 kilometers till point A. That means the time taken from Q to A, if it is 60 minutes, it will travel 18 kilometers. But the time taken from Q to A, or the distance travelled from Q to A, is not 18 kilometers. It is only 3 kilometers. From Q to A, the distance travelled is 3 kilometers. That means 18 should become 3 divided by 6. 60 also divided by 6. 60 divided by 6 is 10 minutes. That means, can I say that the time taken from Q to A, this time, it is nothing but 10 minutes. It is nothing but 10 minutes. And Q to R, it is nothing but 5 minutes. That means a person is leaving at point P. The person started leaving the balloon at point P. Because of the wind, it kept on going like this, and at the 10th minute, this is the position of the balloon. And from vertical distance, if you see from point Q, this distance is 3 kilometers according to our assumption. So 18 should become 3 divided by 6. 60 by 6 also is 10. So from P to A, the time taken for the balloon to travel from P to A is 10 minutes. From A to B, the time taken for the balloon to travel is 5 minutes. I hope this particular part is very, very clear for you people. I believe that this should not be a difficulty at all to understand how time taken is 10 minutes from P to A or P to Q, because A is nothing but Q, vertical distance is only what we are considering, so that is similar only what we are taking there also. I hope this part everyone should be very, very clear by nature, sir. I hope the idea is clear. Now, what is the next thing that we need to find? Now, can I say that, think little logically again, think little logically. In 10 minutes it was able to travel 3 kilometers. In 10 minutes it was able to travel 3 kilometers. That means in 5 minutes it will travel how many kilometers? It will travel 1.5 kilometers. In 10 minutes I traveled a distance of 3 kilometers. That means in 5 minutes I traveled a distance of 1.5 kilometers. Simple. That means, can I say that if I put a horizontal line here, the balloon is at point A. That means this particular distance is nothing but 3 kilometers, which is nothing but A to Q distance, Q to A distance. But the balloon, it is at this position as of now. Now it is going to point B. That means from this point, if it has to travel to point B, it is taking 5 minutes. In 10 minutes, if it travels 3 kilometers, in 5 minutes it will travel another 1.5 kilometers. That means the total distance from R to B is nothing but 4.5 kilometers. I hope you are understanding, sir. That is the reason I told, please put a star mark for this question, which is a beautiful question. Total distance from R to B is 4.5. If I take the bigger triangle PBR, this is 45, this is 90. So this also should be 45 degrees. If this is 45, opposite to 45 it is 4.5 kilometers. Opposite to this 45 also should be 4.5 kilometers. That means in simple language, can I say that from P to Q it is root 3 kilometers. From P to R it is 4.5 kilometers. That means from Q to R it will be out of total 4.5. Remove this root 3. That many kilometers will be from P to R. Q to R. Distance from Q to R is 4.5 minus root 3. Time from Q to R is how much it is? 5 minutes. Speed is what we need to calculate. To find that QR, what all we have done, sir. And it is not difficult like the way I explained you in detail, taking so much of time. It's very easy. You can solve it so fast if you have understood all my previous questions. Let us solve this question anyway right now. We are calculating the wind speed in the last 5 minutes. Distance traveled is 4.5 minus root 3 kilometers divided by time taken is nothing but 5 minutes. 5 by 60 is 1 by 12 hours. So this will become 12 times of 4.5 minus root 3 kilometers per hour. 12 into 4.5. Or I can also say that this is 12 times of 4.5 minus 1.7. It is 12 into 2.8. Approximately it is 33.6 kilometers per hour when you calculate it. But your question says find the approximate wind speed in whole numbers. Excuse me, sir, I'm sorry. The nearest whole number closer to 33.6 is 33 kilometers. Answer is approximately 33 kilometers per hour. Beautiful, beautiful, extremely beautiful question, sir. Original SSC 2016 main question. Please do not ignore this kind of beautiful questions on balloon. I hope the idea is clear. A person is standing at point P with a balloon initially. He started leaving the balloon upward and the balloon started moving at the rate of 18 kilometers per hour, and because of it was drifted by the wind, it did not move vertically like this. It kept on moving like this, and at point A, which is at the 10th minute, balloon was there. Angle of elevation from that person is 60 degree. After 5 more minutes, at 15th minute, balloon again kept on moving at point B. If I see angle of elevation is 45 degrees. This distance, that means that rate is given from first minute till the 10th minute as 18 kilometers per hour. From 10th minute to 15th minute, what is the wind speed is what they are asking, and they are also given the angle of elevations, and it is also given in the question that it is anything else is given, sir? No, nothing else is given. In fact, we assumed it as root 3 and 3. It is 3 for 10 minutes and 18 for 60 minutes. 18 for 60 minutes is given in the question. So calculate for 3 kilometers how many minutes. So from P to A, time taken is 10 minutes, and 10 minutes it is traveling. For 10 minutes it is 3 kilometers covered. For 15 minutes, for the last 5 minutes, it is another 1.5 kilometers extra covered. Total from B to R is 4.5. BR, if it is 4.5, PR also should be 4.5, because BPR is an isosceles triangle, isosceles right angled triangle. So two sides should be equal. So total is 4.5, PQ is root 3. So QR should be 4.5 minus root 3. That is the distance traveled from by the balloon from 10th minute till the 15th minute. Distance is known, time is known. Calculate the speed in this way. You will get the answer so easily. I hope the idea is very, very clear for you people. Question number 51. Please see this question, sir. Question number 51. A ladder rests against a wall, making an angle of alpha with the horizontal. That means there is a ladder. There is a ladder which is resting against a wall. This is the wall I will consider. I will consider wall as AC. This is my wall. There is a ladder which is resting against a wall, making an angle of alpha with the horizontal. This is the horizontal line. Let me call it as CD. And the ladder is nothing but AD. AD is nothing but the ladder. This ladder is resting against a wall AC, making an angle of alpha with the horizontal. Angle D is alpha. Next, the foot of the ladder is pulled away from the wall through a distance A, small a, so that it slides a distance B down the wall, making an angle beta with the horizontal. Let me use a different color to represent this in the diagram. This is my foot of the wall. What is that they are saying? I will pull this foot of the wall. The foot of the wall is pulled away from the wall. That means the ladder which is like this as AC, I will take the foot, I will keep my hand on this foot of the ladder and I will drag away from the wall. If I drag it like this, the ladder will still not be at point A itself. The top of the ladder will still not be at point A. The top of the ladder also will slip. Let me call this top of the ladder now as B. And they have told something. The ladder is pulled away from the wall through a distance small a. That means this distance from A to D to E is represented as small a according to the question, so that it slides a distance small b down the wall. It slides a distance small b. This AB is nothing but small b, making an angle of beta with the horizontal. This particular angle from capital B to capital E is given in the question as a beta. This is given as a beta. Find the value of A by B. A by B value is what we need to find. Now, first of all, in this question, I cannot use my standard values as 30, 60, 90 because it is nowhere mentioned in the question as 30 degree, 60 degree or 45 degree. Only one angle I can make use as 90 degrees. Other angles are unknown angles in the question. So, I need to take those trigonometric functions into account, and then only I can solve this question. I hope you are able to understand. Now, because I am using the trigonometric ratios or trigonometric functions, let me call these as unknown values only. This CD I will call it as small letter x. Usually we do not like to solve with unknowns, but because the question itself is given in unknown values as alpha and beta and small letter a and b, I cannot help further, sir. There is no other way rather than to do this by this method. So this x and height of the ladder, total height, I will call it as the length of the ladder. That means AD value or BE value. AD and BE both are ladder itself. Both are same. Height of the ladder AD or BE, I will let me call that height as H. Let me call the height of the ladder as H. I hope the idea is clear. Now, this I called it as X and this is A. This is B. Similarly, BC I will represent it by some other variable. Let me call it as Y. Anyway, we are using by traditional method only because of unknown values given in the question. So, let me represent it by some variables X and Y also. Now, see here. There are two right angled triangles as you can see. One of the right angled triangle is triangle ADC. This is my first right angle triangle. Another right angle triangle is triangle BCE. This is my another right angle triangle. Now, if I take the first right angle triangle ADC, if I take that right angle triangle ADC, now in this triangle ADC, that means ADC, this smaller right angle triangle, or smaller or bigger because both are looking at the same thing. Now ADC if I take, what is known for me? This AD value, do you know that? Yes, I called it as H. AD value I know. That means hypotenuse value I definitely know in this. So I will definitely make use of hypotenuse side. Any other thing you know? You know the other side also. Opposite of this alpha, you know it as AC. AC is B plus Y. You can say, sir, I know the adjacent of alpha also as X. Adjacent X is something which you have assumed. But opposite, if I take Y is also something which you have assumed, but you have something which is also given in the question as B. At least let us have one variable which is given in the question. So opposite is something I will consider for alpha. Hypotenuse is considered opposite divided by hypotenuse is, it is sine alpha. Opposite is B plus Y, hypotenuse is H. This is my one of the equation which I will keep it. Okay, let me keep it. Let me use it later. Similarly, there is another triangle. What is the triangle? In triangle BEC. In triangle BEC, if I take, similarly in BEC triangle, I know the hypotenuse, because hypotenuse is nothing but BE, and BE is nothing but the ladder, and the height of the ladder I considered already as H. So I will definitely again consider that H. And what is the other side which you will take? Now BE, opposite if I take, opposite is Y, that is something which I assumed. Adjacent is X plus A. Now just 1 minute before I told you, let us have one variable at least which is given in the question. A is given but Y is something which I assumed. But still in this particular case, I will take it as Y itself. Why? Because opposite by hypotenuse. I will again take it as sine beta. Sir, why did you not take cos beta in this case? Because first equation is in terms of sine. Let us also take the second equation in terms of sine again, so that we will not have any problems. Now this is my equation 1. This is my second equation. Let me subtract both the equations. Sine alpha minus sine beta. Sine alpha minus sine beta. All these you need to do when the angles are not given. There is no other way. Sine alpha is B by H plus Y by H. B by H plus Y by H, and sine beta is Y by H, and this Y by H will cancel right now, and again I will get it as sine alpha minus sine beta is equal to B by H. Now this is my equation 3. Sir, what can you do from this third equation? Nothing as of now. As of now I cannot do anything. Now you might again get it out. Sir, you took sine alpha and sine beta. Can I take cos alpha and cos beta in both the cases? That is what we will do right now. Same thing. In triangle ADC, again I will consider the triangle. I will take cos alpha. Hypotenuse is H. Alpha, adjacent to alpha is X. So it is X by H. Similarly, in another triangle BEC, I will consider cos beta. Cos beta, hypotenuse is H. Adjacent to beta is X plus A. Right? I hope you are understanding. It is X plus A. Sir, why did you do like this? If I subtract these two, cos beta minus cos alpha is X by H plus A by H minus X by H. This will cancel. So cos beta minus cos alpha is equal to A by H. This is my fourth equation. Sir, how are you getting to know that we should take sine minus sine, cos minus cos? Simple logic, sir. What is that we need to find finally? Find the value of A by B. That means if I take sine alpha minus sine beta, I will get that letter called as B, or the variable called as B. Similarly, if I take cos alpha minus cos beta, I will definitely encounter the other variable A. Then only I can find A by B. If you take only sine alpha sine beta, you cannot get A. Or if you take only cos alpha cos beta, you cannot get B. I should take both cos and sine for both the triangles. This is the way you need to identify. Now I want A by B. A by B is A by H divided by B by H. That means equation 4 I will divide by equation 3. Then it becomes A by H divided by B by H, and the right hand side will become sin cos beta minus cos alpha divided by sin alpha minus sin beta. I hope you are understanding. Cos beta minus cos alpha divided by sin alpha minus sin beta. If you observe H, if it cancels, A by B is remaining, and that is what I need to find. So your final answer is cos beta minus cos alpha divided by sin alpha minus sin beta. But the answer options are not given like that. Answer options are definitely not given like that. It is given in terms of tan, or in terms of cot, or in terms of no trigonometric function at all. So I need to further simplify. A by B is equal to cos beta minus cos alpha is nothing but cos C minus cos D. You know the transformation formula which I taught in trigonometry with a beautiful shortcut. Please refer to my trigonometry class if you have not seen that. I have taught you a very beautiful shortcut to transform cos C minus cos D. It is nothing but 2 sine of alpha plus beta by 2 into sine of alpha minus beta by 2. Similarly, sine alpha minus sine beta is cos sin C minus sin D. It is nothing but 2 cos of alpha plus beta by 2 divided by sine of alpha minus beta by 2. I have told you a beautiful shortcut to remember this, sir. There is no need for you to by heart the transformation formula. I have told you a very beautiful shortcut. Please refer to my trigonometric class. So 2 will cancel, sin alpha minus beta by 2 will cancel. You are left with sin theta divided by cos theta, which is tan theta, where theta, what I referred, is nothing but alpha plus beta by 2. Answer for this question is tan of alpha plus beta by 2, which is nothing but my option A. I hope the idea is clear. Whenever standard values are not given, or whenever the given value is an unknown value, please make use of this variety, and I told you how to identify which is alpha, which is beta, or which is when to take sin alpha, when to take cos alpha, or when to take sin beta, or when to take cos beta. I hope keeping those things in mind, you can solve these questions so beautifully. I hope the idea is very, very clear for you people. Now please see the next few questions, very, very beautiful questions, and these questions will definitely make you little confused if you do not listen carefully. Please pay complete attention, sir. The angle of elevation of the top of a tower from a point A due south of the tower is alpha, and B due southeast of the tower is beta. If AB is equal to small d, show that the height of the tower is any of these 4 options. Okay, let us understand this. First of all, in the question it is given as south, east, all those things. That means they are directions. First we should know the directions. Suppose if this is my origin, if this is the place where I am standing right now, origin, which is my home, which I also taught you in coordinate geometry class, this is nothing but north, this will be my east, this will be my west, and this will be my south. That means in simple language, north and south are opposite to each other always. East and west are opposite to each other always again. I hope the idea is clear. Now see here, what is that they are saying? I am standing at this point called as O, which is my origin or which is my home. Now the angle of elevation of the top of a tower from a point A due south of tower is alpha. That means, suppose for example, wherever I am standing at origin O. Wherever I am standing, I will keep one tower. Now for your information, this is a 3D representation, sir. If I was teaching this problem on a board, I would have explained you with a 3D representation by using some markers or whatever it is very easily. But because I am not using a board but I am using a 2D plane here, I don't have something as a 3D plane in this particular screen. I can only teach you with these limitations. But I believe that you can visualize that 3D factor here. That means from this point O, keep a pen which is pointing towards you. I am just telling example for you people. Keep a pen which is pointing towards you. The pen, the bottom of the pen which is stick to this point O is nothing but the bottom of the tower, and the top of the pen which is somewhere in the air like this, right? I am not drawing pointing here, which is somewhere in the air. It will come like this, sir. I cannot represent it in 3D. Please try to understand. If you keep a pen there, you will understand. Whenever you are seeing this problem, please keep a pen there. The bottom of the pen is the bottom of the tower, and the top of the pen, please try to keep that pen pointing towards your face, pointing towards you, directly pointing towards you, and that side which is pointing towards you, that is the top of the tower, right? That is the top of the tower. That means, can I say that that particular representation, for you to understand in a 2D plane, I will tilt that pen in this particular fashion. That means this is my bottom of the tower, and let this be my top of the tower or the pen, whatever it is. Now this is the 2D representation. Now suppose you have a bottom of a tower like this at point O, and top of the tower, when you keep a pen, you will have somewhere here. I am just visualizing here, sir, right? Not on south axis actually, but it will come straight forward to your face, pointing to your face. Now that top of a tower, and due there is from a point A due south, there is some point A, which is on the south, and there the angle of elevation will become alpha, and that angle is 90 degrees. When you keep a pen and visualize, it will be very easy to represent, sir. That means if I tilt that pen or if I tilt that tower like this into a 2D representation, this OP is nothing but the tower. P is nothing but the top of the tower right now, right? P is nothing but the top of the tower. Now, from the top of the tower, the angle of elevation is alpha. This particular angle is 90 degrees. It is not visible as 90 for you in a 2D representation, but when you see it in a 3D, definitely it will look like 90 degrees. Now, that is what is given. The angle of elevation of top of a tower from a point A, this is point A, due south, that point A is due on the south, yes, this is the south axis of the tower, is alpha. This angle of elevation is alpha. And point B, due east, and there is a point B on the east, Point B due east of the tower is beta. This angle of elevation is beta. This is what they are saying. If I join, no, question is, show that the height of the tower is how much? Height of the tower is what we are interested in finding. Let me call, tower is nothing but OP. Height I will call it as H. H value is only what we are interested in finding. Let me join these 2 points A and B for our problem solving. I hope diagram is clear for you. I have made my level best. I have tried my level best to explain you people in 2D representation, which is slightly difficult because it's a 3D representation question. I believe that your visualization should be little strong in understanding how that. I am giving a simple example. Keep the pen at this point on the screen when you are watching this question. The bottom of the pen is which is sticking onto that point O is the bottom of the tower, and exactly towards you, pointing towards you, keep the pen, and that pointer which is pointing towards you is the top of the tower. That from the top of the tower till this point A, angle is alpha, and if you check, there will be 90 degrees. If I had a whiteboard, if I take this problem in my regular class with students in front of me in a classroom, I can easily explain keeping a marker there. But here, this is my limitation where I can explain you, sir. I believe that it is clear for you till this point of a time. Now, what is the height of the tower is the question. H value we need to find. Now see here, sir. If I take this triangle OPA, if I take this triangle OPA, let me draw it here. OPA, if I take, this is O, this is P, this angle is 90 degrees, right? This angle is 90 degrees, and this angle is, this is A, and A angle of elevation is given as alpha. Now if I take here, tan alpha is nothing but OP height is H, tan alpha is nothing but opposite H by adjacent to OA, opposite by adjacent. So H will be equal to, or I can write OA will be equal to H divided by tan alpha or H cot alpha. This is my first equation. OA is H cot alpha. Similarly, there is another triangle, that is OPB. OPB, if I take same like this, I will draw it. OP is the height of the tower. OP is nothing but the height of the tower H. This is point B, and it is making an angle of elevation beta. This is 90 degrees. Same thing. Tan beta is nothing but equal to H divided by OB. OB is nothing but H divided by tan beta, or it is H cot beta. It is H cot beta. Equation 1 is OA is H cot alpha. Equation 2 is OB is H cot beta. Now, if you again see here, this line OA, this line OA and this line OB, they are parallel, perpendicular to each other. OA and OB are perpendicular. Angle between them is 90 degrees. And if the angle between them is 90 degrees, this AB will act as a hypotenuse of the triangle. That means this entire triangle OAB, if I consider, I can apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle OAB. I hope you are understanding. AB is nothing but the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square. AB square is nothing but OA square plus OB square. But it is given in the question that AB is equal to small letter d. It is given in the question as it is small letter d. That means d square is nothing but OA is H cot alpha, H square cot square alpha, OB is H cot beta, H square cot square beta. So d square is equal to H square into cot square alpha plus cot square beta. But I want H value. H square is d square divided by cot square alpha plus cot square beta. I want only H value, sir. Square root of d square is d. Square root of cot square alpha plus cot square beta will be there in the denominator. I cannot further simplify, so this should be my final answer. The height of the tower is d divided by cot square or root of cot square alpha plus cot square beta, which is nothing but my option A. I hope the idea is very clear. More than anything else, I believe that the diagram is very clear for you people, because if you understand diagram very easily, you can represent it. And do not worry, sir, my next problem is definitely something for you to explain. One more problem of similar sort, so that you will not face any difficulty if this variety of question comes in your examination. I hope this particular problem is clear for my students. Now please see another question of similar sort. Again a very beautiful question, sir. Very beautiful question once again. The elevation of a tower at a situation A, due north of it is alpha, and at a station B, it is not situation, it is station, right? That also should be station. The elevation of a tower at a station A, due north of it is alpha, and at a station B, due west of A is beta, due north of it is alpha, and due west of A is beta. Please understand these two are different points. Then the height of the tower is how much? Now see here. Again let me draw that x-axis and y-axis for you. That is nothing but north, south, east, west axis for you people. Then let us visualize what is given in the question. Now if I draw it like this, this is north, this is west, this is south, opposite to north is south. So opposite to west will be east. Now this is north, east, south and west. Now similarly this will be my origin, which is my home where I am staying right now. Now the elevation of a tower at a station A due north of it, that means I am standing at origin right now and I am keeping some tower there, and that tower due north of it, north is nothing but here, so elevation, and there is a point called as A. The elevation of a tower is alpha. Same like that, sir. Keep a pen here on your screen. The bottom of the tower is nothing but A. The nothing but point O. The top of the tower, if you keep pointing towards you, that from there to here, the angle of elevation is alpha. Let me take the position of tower as OP like this, so that you will not get confused right now. OP, I will take it like this. This particular angle of elevation is something what they are calling as alpha in this question. I hope this particular part is clear for you people. That means if this is alpha, OP height of the tower, I will call it as H. This will be 90 degrees for me. I hope this diagram you are understanding, sir. Next, similarly, and at a station B, due west of A is beta. That means due west of A. That means can I say that this is nothing but A. West of A is nothing but here. West of A, there is some point called as B. From that point P, the angle of elevation to this point P, which is the top of the tower, it is nothing but beta. I hope you are again understanding the diagram. This angle of elevation is nothing but given as beta in the question. Now this O to B, let me draw some construction lines for our better understanding, right? O to B, I will draw a construction line. Now this is beta and the other angle is given as alpha. Next, what else is given, sir? Height of the tower we need to find, which I already represented as a small letter H. Now if you cannot understand diagrams like this in a visualization format of 3D format, nothing to worry, sir. Height of the tower is OP, right? That is nothing but H. There is some point A. There is some point A, and this is making an angle of elevation of alpha. This is 90 degrees. Same from the previous diagram or from the previous problem, OA is equal to H cot alpha. Exactly similar to my previous problem. You don't need to draw this diagram also. Yes, if you draw, you are actually understanding in a better way. But if you don't want to draw also, draw this smaller triangle to understand it better. Similarly, the pole is like this, OP, and there is point B to the west. So this particular from top to B, it is making beta. Don't take one diagram entirely and get confused. Take two smaller diagrams and make it easy. That is what I can say. OB from the previous problem, again I can say it is H cot beta. Same like my previous problem. Now they are again asking you to find the height of the tower, which is nothing but H. Now similarly, if I take OA is nothing but this line, OB is nothing but this line. They are perpendicular to each other, and from B to A, the dotted lines whatever I have drawn here, that will represent the hypotenuse of that right angle triangle OAB. Simple, right? There is a triangle called as OAB or OBA. That is a right angle triangle. Hypotenuse is AB, right? Sorry, let us check it out. What is the hypotenuse, sir? BO or OB is the hypotenuse. OB is the hypotenuse. Other two sides are AB square and OA square. Hypotenuse is OB square. But what is that you need to find? You need to find OP, right? OP height is what we need to find. Let us come to that part later. So AB square, from this can be written as OB square minus OA square. Why did you write like this? OB is H cot alpha, cot beta, I know it. OA is H cot alpha, I know it again. So this is nothing but AB square. So AB square is nothing but H square common factor cot square beta minus cot square alpha. I hope you are understanding again. So this is H square into cot square beta is cosecant square beta minus 1. Trigonometry, sir. All the trigonometric identities. Minus cot square alpha is cosecant square alpha minus 1. This should be inside bracket because outside there is negative. But if I remove that bracket, minus into plus becomes minus, minus into minus becomes plus. Minus 1 plus 1 cancels. So you are left with AB square is equal to h square into cos square beta minus cosecant square beta minus cosecant square alpha. So h square is equal to AB square divided by cosecant square beta minus cosecant square alpha. But unfortunately, answer option for h is not in cosecant always, it is in sine also. That means let us convert cosecant to sine. H is equal to AB square root is AB. Root of cosecant square beta minus cosecant square alpha, I will write it as it is. Convert it to sine directly. 1 by sine square beta minus 1 by sine square alpha. After taking LCM, sine square beta into sine square alpha is the LCM in the denominator. That under the square root will become sine square sine beta sine alpha in the numerator. That denominator of denominator will come to numerator. In the denominator, sine square alpha into 1 is sine square alpha minus sine square beta into 1 is sine square beta. This is what I am left with, and this is h. Answer finally is AB sine alpha sine beta divided by sine square alpha minus sine square beta, which is nothing but my option 4. Fourth option is my correct answer. I hope the idea is clear. Again and again I am saying, sir, you take this previous problem what I have solved, this particular problem. Again I have, instead of taking one bigger diagram to get confused in a 3D representation, take 2 smaller diagrams. Similarly, next problem also, whatever I have solved, instead of taking this bigger diagram, take 2 smaller diagrams so that your understanding also will be better. Anyway, with respect to point A, tower is there. That is one diagram. With respect to point B, again the same tower is coming. That is another diagram. Smaller 2 diagrams will give you the answer better compared to bigger diagram of single diagram, which is confusing a little bit. So you decide which is the best thing for you. It completely depends on individual. If your visualization is so strong, you can draw that bigger diagram, solve it. Else you don't need to draw the diagram at all. You can simply draw the smaller diagram and make it so easy once again. I hope the idea is very clear with the last 2 problems, whatever we have discussed. Next question. See this question, sir. Again a very good question, but not that difficult. Very easy question to solve. Consider a regular hexagon ABCDEF. Okay, first let me draw the hexagon. Again, diagram is not drawn to the scale. So this is the hexagon which I am drawing right now. I am taking a regular hexagon. Let me name it as ABCDEF. This is the regular hexagon ABCDEF. Okay. There are towers placed at B and D. That means there is a tower which I am placing at point B. Right? Something like this. Tower which I am placing at point B. Something like this. Similarly, there is a tower which is placed at point D also. Right? There is a tower which is placed at point D also. The angle of elevation from A to the tower B is 30 degrees and the angle of elevation to the top of tower D is 45 degrees. That means from here to here, this angle, anyway I will represent in a small diagram once again, it is 30 degrees, and from here to here, this particular diagram or this particular angle is 45 degrees, right? This particular angle is 45 degrees. So that is what they have seen, they have told you, right? Next, what is the other thing they have told you, sir? What is the ratio of heights of towers B and D? Now see here, sir. Let us solve this question Okay, let us solve this question drawing the diagram once again. This is the regular hexagon A, B, C, D, E, F. Let me explain you in the way you understand it very beautifully. This is A, B, C, D, E, F. This is what they are saying, sir. Now, what is that they are saying is there are towers placed at B and D. At point B, there is a tower which I am placing. Now, this is point D. I am facing a tower like this, right? And angle of elevation from A to the tower B is 30 degrees. This is point A. This angle of elevation is given in the question as 30 degrees. This is one smaller diagram. Similarly, and to the top of tower D is 45 degrees. Similarly, from D there is a tower, right? There is a tower. So this particular thing, it is nothing but from point A, angle of elevation to the top of tower D is given in the question as 45 degrees. Now I hope these two are very clear for you people. Now see here, sir, can I say that what is the ratio of heights of towers at B and D? The ratio of heights is what I require. Now think logically. This entire side AB, let me assume it as 1 unit. This is my assumption. If I assume this entire side AB as 1 unit, from A to D there is some angle of elevation. This is nothing but, this AD is nothing but the diagonal of that hexagon, and the diagonal of that hexagon will divide the hexagon into two equal parts. That means this upper portion is equal to the downward area. That means this AD is the diagonal of the hexagon. If AB is 1 unit, the diagonal will become 2 units. This is the property of a hexagon which we have studied in geometry and mensuration. Let us not worry about it at this point of a time. That means, can I say that this AB value, I am assuming it as 1 unit. If AB is 1 unit, what will be this particular side? This is 30, this is 90. So this should be 60 degrees. 30, 60, 90 right angle triangle property says that if the side opposite to 30 is 1, then the side opposite to 60 will be √3. But the side opposite to 60 here is 1. That means according to question, √3 should become 1. √3 should become 1 means √3 divided by √3 is nothing but 1. 1 also divided by √3. That means side opposite to 30, this side opposite to 30, it should be 1 by √3. I hope you are understanding, right? It should be 1 by √3. What is this 1 by √3? This particular point, let me call it as P. PB is nothing but the height of the tower. PB is nothing but the height of the tower which is placed at point B. That means height of the tower, I hope you are understanding. There is a tower at point B. That point B, whatever the tower is there, that height is nothing but 1 by √3, right? That is nothing but 1 by √3. Similarly, there is another tower which is placed at point D. This is the height of the tower. Let me call it as QD, right? Let me call it as DQ or QD. That is the height of the tower. Same logic. This is 45 degrees, and from A to Q, it is 2 units. This is 2 units, right? Anyway, this and Q, D and Q both are at same positions. So that means height I am keeping like this, so that D becomes the height of the tower. This is the tower bottom, right? This is the bottom of the tower. So D and Q, or let me call it as same thing only. So this is 2 means if this is 90 degrees, this is 45 degrees, this should also be 45 degrees. Or in simple language, this value, let me keep a tower like this, sir. If I keep a tower like this, this particular value will become 2 right now, not that AD value, right? This AD value is 2. This particular value also will become 2. Why? Because AD is 2 means, if AD value is 2 means, this is 90 degrees. Opposite to 45 it is 2. Opposite to this 45 also it will be 2. So AQ value will be, you can assume that right angle triangle, root of 2 square plus 2 square, it is root of 8. So root of 8 is nothing but 2 root 2. This value will become 2 root 2. Anyway, that value is not needed for other. That means, can I say that opposite to 45, if this value is 2, opposite to this 45 also is 2. That means height of the tower which is placed, height of the tower which is placed at point D, this particular height, whatever the tower which is placed, height of the tower which is placed at point D, that is nothing but 2 units. This is nothing but 1 by root 3. This is nothing but 2. They are asking you the ratio of height of towers at B and D. HB divided by HD is nothing but 1 by root 3 divided by 2, or is to 2, which is nothing but 1 is to 2 root 3 should be the answer, which is option B. These are all very easy questions to be solved, sir. It will not be difficult. You might think that hexagon is given. I think it will be difficult for me to solve all those things, but not actually. These are all very easy questions if you solve, or if you understand the logic. These are all very, very easy to be solved. I hope the idea is very clear for you people. I hope this kind of hexagon problems are also so easily can be solved, which is something you people should realize, that it is very easy to be solved. Next question, again a very beautiful question. This question also has something as a north, south, all those things. Let us see what can be done. A boy standing in the middle of a field observes a flying bird in the north at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. Okay, let us understand. There is a field like this. A boy, let me call that boy as B, right? A boy is standing in the middle of a field, observes a flying bird in the north. Suppose for boy, this is the north. There is a bird like this, sir, right? There is a bird like this. I will call the position of the bird at some instant as C, right? There is a bird like that. Observes a bird, flying bird in the north at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. Now, this particular angle is given in the question as 30 degrees. This particular angle is given as 30 degrees. So, this will be 90 degrees. I will call this point as point A. Next, after 2 minutes, now the bird is at this point, right? The bird is at this point. It kept on moving like this. After 2 minutes, he observed the same bird in the south. Now, how are you saying that it is moving in this direction itself? Now, this is the position of the boy. For boy, if right side is the north direction, then definitely for boy, left side should be south direction, because north and south are opposite to each other. I hope it is clear. If the right side of boy is north, then the left side of boy should be south. And it is given in the question that he observed the same bird in the south. That means from north the bird is coming like this to the south. South is nothing but the left side of a boy. And after 2 minutes, he observed the same birds in the south. That means the bird is like this at this point, right? The bird is like this at this point. Let me call this point as some point D, right? Now the position of the bird in the south is at this point D, and after 2 minutes means initially he saw the bird at point C. Now the point D is what it is there. That means the time taken from point C to D, the time taken by the bird to travel from C to D is nothing but 2 minutes. It is the angle of elevation is given as 60. The boy is seeing the bird like this right now. The angle of elevation is now nothing but 60 degrees. I hope the question is very, very clear. Let me call this point as point E. Next, if the bird flies all along in a straight line at a height of 50 root 3 meters, height from E to D, height is 50 root 3. This value is given in the question as 50 root 3. Or from A to C, that height is also nothing but 50 root 3 only. If it is 50 root 3 according to the question, find the speed in kilometers per hour, speed of the bird. Now see here sir, simple, again same logic. Speed of bird is nothing but distance traveled by the bird from C to D, from C to D, or C to D is nothing but equal to A to E. Both are absolutely same. Distance traveled from A to E divided by time taken from C to D. But time taken from C to D is already known to us as 2 minutes, which is 120 seconds. I only need to find the distance from C to D. If I find the distance, my answer is very simple. Now, let us find the distance. Now, same logic if I take it, sir. If I assume the same logic what I was doing earlier. This is 30 degrees. This is 60 degrees. So, this should be 90 degrees. Opposite to 30, if I assume as 1. Opposite to 60 will be root 3. That means BA value will be root 3. But according to the question, it is not 1. According to question, it is 50 root 3. 1 should become 50 root 3. 1 into which number is 50 root 3? 1 into 50 root 3 is 150 root 3. So root 3 also multiply by 50 root 3. So it is 50 into 3. BA distance is 150. The distance traveled from A to B is 150 meters, right? 150 meters. But I want E to B value also. Let us find it. Do not worry. Same thing. This is 60. This is 90. So this should be 30 degrees. So if I represent it in a different color for your better understanding, opposite to 30, if I assume it as 1, opposite to 60 will be root 3. That means this entire thing will be root 3. But according to the question, opposite to 60 is not root 3. It is 50 root 3. 50 root 3 means it should be multiplied by 50. 1 also multiplied by 50. That means the total distance traveled from A to E. From A to B it is 150. From B to E it is 50. Total is 150 plus 50. So total distance traveled is 200 meters. Total time taken is 120 seconds, which is given in the question as 2 minutes. So 200 by 120 is 20 by 12. 4 into 5, 4 into 3. 5 by 3 meters per second. But I don't want in meters per second. I want in kilometers per hour. 5 by 3 multiply by 18 by 5. This becomes 5 will cancel out. 18 by 3 is 6 kilometers per hour should be my final answer. These are all extremely easy, provided you have listened to all my previous problem and understood the concept behind solving a heights and distance question. I hope the idea is super clear for you people, sir. Next question, again a very beautiful question, sir. Please listen to this carefully. Next question, a flag pole on the top of a mall building, on top of a mall building is 75 meter high. That means there is a flag pole. It is on the top of a mall building. The height of the flag pole is given as 75 meters. Okay, next. Let me represent here if you want to. There is a mall building, right? This mall building, I will represent this mall building as AB. There is on the top of this mall building, there is a flagpole. I will represent this flagpole as AF, for example. The height of this flagpole is given as 75 meters. Okay. To an observer at a height of 400 meters, that means there is an observer from this point, from the bottom, let me call it as point C. There is an observer at a height of 400 meter, right? The observer is at a height of 400 meter. That means point D is the place where observer is located, and this total height is given in the question as 400 meter. To an observer at a height of 400 meter, the mall building and the pole subtend equal angle theta. That means to this observer which is at point D, the top of mall building will make, if I draw a horizontal line here, the top of mall building will make an angle of theta, and the top of, what is that? Okay, let me read the question, sir. To an observer at a height of 400 meter, the mall building and the pole subtend an angle of theta. That means pole is subtending an angle of theta, mall building also will subtend an angle of theta. They both are subtending same angles. That is the meaning. If the height of the mall building is 325 meters, height of the mall building is 325 meters, find the horizontal distance of the observer from the pole. This BC value, horizontal distance, or FD value, is what I need to find. Sir, how did you write this as a square or a rectangle, whatever it is, at the initial stage itself, sir? Because this is 75, this is 325, 75 plus 325 is 400. That means FB value is 400. This CD value is also given in the question as same 400. So it forms a square or a rectangle. I don't know whether it is a square or rectangle, because FD and BC, I don't know whether it is same or not. Now, because the value is given as unknown value theta, I need to use the normal process. In triangle AFD, if I take this particular triangle, in triangle AFD, let me write it in the next screen. In triangle AFD, angle given is theta. Opposite of theta is, how much it is? 75. Adjacent of theta is DF. I don't know that. So opposite by adjacent. Tan theta is 75 divided by DF. That is one of the value. Similarly, there is another triangle. Which is the triangle? The triangle is triangle DF and B. This bigger triangle is also a right angle triangle. In triangle DFB, in triangle DFB, so angle for this triangle DFB is, this entire angle is nothing but theta plus theta. Angle is 2 theta for it. So tan of 2 theta is nothing but, opposite side is total 400, adjacent side is once again nothing but DF itself. For that, adjacent side is nothing but DF. So tan 2 theta can be further simplified as 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan square theta is nothing but 400 divided by DF. Similarly, I will write it on the right hand side. But I can also say that 400 divided by DF, 400 divided by DF, if I substitute tan theta value as 75 by DF here and simplify, this is 2 times of 75 divided by DF divided by 1 minus 75 divided by DF whole square is nothing but equal to 400 divided by DF. This DF will cancel with DF. Further simplified, I can get this value as 75 into 2 is 150. This 400, let it come to the left hand side. 150 divided by 400. Right hand side, this denominator term, I will shift it to the right hand side. So this becomes 1 minus 75 by DF whole square. 150 divided by 400 is 15 by 35, 15 by 40, which is nothing but 5 into 3, 5 into 8. This is 3 by 8. 3 by 8 is 1 minus 5 by 8. It is 1 minus 75 by DF whole square. Comparing, you will get 5 by 8 value equal to 75 by DF whole square value. I hope you are understanding. 75 divided by DF whole square is nothing but equal to 5 by 8. Now further I want to simplify. I want to take the square root of it, but I don't have square root terms on the right hand side, not a perfect square values. At least let me make one value as a perfect square. 8 into 2 becomes 16, it's a perfect square. 5 into 2 is 10, right? Now if I take the square root on left hand side, it becomes 75 divided by DF. If I take square root on right hand side, square root of 10 is like that only I will write. Square root of 16 is 4. I hope you are understanding. So this finally becomes df is equal to 75 into 4 is 300 divided by root 10. But I don't want a third to be in the denominator. Multiply by root 10 divide by root 10 again. So this will become what it will become, root 10 into root 10 is 10, 300 divided by 10 is 30. Final answer is 30 root 10 meters. And if you check, there is an answer option which is similar or exactly same as 30 root 10, which is option D. That should be my final answer. I hope the idea is very clear, sir. These are all looking like a difficult question. Yes, little time consuming methods because I do not have the value of theta given in this question. If the value of theta is given as 30, 60 or 45, I know how to solve it by diagram itself. I don't need to write all these Puranas in my examination and waste my time, and thereby I will save a lot of time not solving an equation. These are all solving equations only, making or comparing and saying that these both are equal. I don't need to compare and say that this left hand side is equal to right hand side, all those things, and thereby waste my time in the exam. But unfortunately, when the given question is in terms of unknown value, I don't have better option than to follow this method only. I hope the idea is clear for you people, sir. Please see this beautiful question, which is your original SSC question which had come in your mains 2017. Beautiful question, but a very easy question can be solved if you know the concept. Now see here, sir. The tops of two poles of height 60 meter and 35 meter are connected by a rope. Okay, let us understand first. There is a pole. Let me call this pole as AB. The height of this pole is given as 60 meter. And there is another pole. Let me call this second pole as CD. The height of this pole is given as 35 meters. The tops of two poles, the top of first pole is A, the top of second pole is C. The tops of two poles are connected by a rope. These two are connected by a rope. These two are connected by a rope. Okay, that is what is given. Now if I draw a horizontal line here, this becomes a right angled triangle. If I call this as ACE is a right angled triangle. Okay, I don't know the angle. Let me call the angle as theta itself. Fine, absolutely fine till this point. If the ropes make an angle with the horizontal whose tangent is 5/9, angle I called it as theta. That means angle, if it is theta, tangent of that angle is 5/9. Tangent of angle is opposite divided by adjacent. That means opposite side of theta is 5 units according to my assumption. Adjacent side of theta is 9 units according to my assumption. Then what is the distance in meter between the two poles? Distance in meter between the two poles is what they are asking. That means between the two poles distance, this particular distance, BD distance they are asking. That BD is absolutely same as EC distance. EC and BD both are 100% same, sir. They both are absolutely same. Now think little logically, sir. Can I say that from A to B it is 60, from E to B it is 35, because C to D is 35 means E to B is also 35. That means A to E, 60 minus 35, it should be 25. It is not 5, it is 25. 5 into which number is 25? 5 into 5 is 25. Similarly, it is not 9. It should be something. Multiply by the same multiplying factor 5. 9 into 5, answer should be 45. Where is the difficulty in this question, sir? These are all very easy questions, sir. Very easy once you understand the concept. And that is the reason I am telling you n number of times. you will get these kind of questions, and I have mentioned that it's an originally SSC 2017 main question. These questions are coming regularly in your examination. Be proud enough to say that yeah, I can solve this question so easily when you see these questions in your examination hall. Keep learning, keep watching all the problems, whatever I teach, whatever Anil teaches, and I believe that you will definitely go to a different orbit altogether in solving an aptitude problem. Suppose, similarly, let us solve the next question in this video itself. Suppose the question is, the height of the tower is 300 meter. Quick solving, sir. This is AB and the height is given in the question as 300 meter. This is according to the question. Okay. When its top is seen from top of another tower, there is another tower it seems. That tower I will call it as CD. Diagram is not drawn to the scale. It is not a straight line which I draw. Okay. Let me draw a straight line itself, sir. It is looking like little awkward. There is another tower. That tower I will call it as CD. When its top is seen from top of another tower, this top is seen from this particular top A. Angle of elevation is 60 degrees. This angle of elevation is given in the question as 60 degrees. Where is the difficulty till here? Definitely no difficulty. This is 90 degrees. If this is 60, this should definitely be another 30 degrees only, right? Okay, next. Read the next statement. The horizontal distance between the bases of two towers is 120 meters. Bases of two towers, this distance is given in the question as 120. If this is 120, this also will be 120 meters. Yes, what is the height of small tower? CD value is what they are asking you in the question. Now see here, sir. Very simple. Very simple. 30, 60, 90 triangle. In 30, 60, 90 triangle, we know that if the side opposite to 30 is 1 unit, then the side opposite to 60 will be √3 units. But the side opposite to 30 is already fixed in the question as 120. Then the side opposite to 60 will be 120 √3. Simple. Opposite to 60. AE value is 120 √3. Out of total 300. If I remove this 120 √3, then I will get EB value, and that is nothing but equal to CD value. EB and CD both are same. Answer is 300 minus 120 √3. But unfortunately, answer options are not there like that. Answer is not 300 minus 120 √3. According to the answer options, let us further simplify it. This is nothing but 300 minus, okay, 300 minus 120 into 1.73. So I can take 60 as a common factor. It is 60 into 5, 60 into 2. 2 into 1.73 I can write. So this is 60 times of 5 minus 1.73 into 2 is 3.46. Out of 5, 3.46 is removed, so you will get 1.54. 60 into 1.54. 1.5 is 3 by 2. What is 3 by 2 into 60? 90. Approximately 90 or 92. It is 92.15. No other option will definitely be very close to 92.15. That should be your answer. Simple, sir. Where is the difficulty? I believe that these kind of problems my students should solve it so easy and so simple. I hope it is clear for you people. See the next question, sir. Please see the next question. The upper part of a tree broken over by the wind makes an angle of 60 degrees with the ground. That means there is a ground. That ground is BC, for example. The upper part of a tree. There is a tree like this. This is the entire tree. I will call the tree as BC. Sorry, not BC again. Okay. Okay, so this part I will not name it as of now, sir. Let this be ground. Ground is nothing but starting from B, and I have drawn a line. Now BC is the tree, right? BC is the tree. What I have written here, horizontally like this. Whatever, sorry, vertically whatever I have written, that is the tree. The upper part of a tree broken over by a wind. That means there is some upper part. At some point like this, at some part, let me call that point as A. The tree breaks up. This tree, AC part breaks up, right? This breaks up, and the upper part of a tree broken over by the wind makes an angle of 60 degree with the ground. This broken upper part will come like this, and this particular point C, now it will come like this as C here. That is what I wrote initially as C there itself. So this makes an angle of 60 degrees with the ground. That means, can I say that this BC written vertically is nothing but the entire tree, but after it is broken, that tree is nothing but BA. From here to here it is tree, and from A to C also it is tree only. I hope you are understanding. A to C also it is tree only. Now the distance between the root and the point where top of the tree touches the ground is 25 meters. That means root is nothing but point B. Top of the tree will touch the ground at point C. The distance is given as 25 meters according to the question. What was the height of the tree? This entire BC value I need to find, or BA plus AC value I need to find. BA plus AC I need to find. Now see here. Again it's a very easy question. This is 90 degrees. This is 60 degrees. This should be 30 degrees. Opposite to 30, if I assume it as 1, opposite to 60 will be root 3, and hypotenuse opposite to 90 will be 2 in that case, right? That is our sides ratio. But opposite to 30 is not 1. Opposite to 30 is, it is 25. 1 into 25 is 25. Root 3 into 25 is 25 root 3. 2 into 25 is 50. That means my final answer is height of the tree is BA value is 25 root 3. It is 25 root 3 plus AC value is 25 into 2. It is 25 into 2. Further simplified, 25 times of 1.7 plus 2 is 3.7. Approximately your answer is 25 into 4 is 100, but it is not 4, it is 3.7. Answer should be slightly less than 100, but it is not 98.25 when you calculate. It is 93.3. Answer for this question is 93.3. I hope this cutting down of a tree problem is very, very clear for my students. Just give me a minute, sir. Just 1 minute, I'll be back. Next question. Now please see this next question. Again one more question based on balloon, but it's a very easy question this time. Your question is, a balloon leaves from point P, rises at a uniform speed. There is a point P on the level ground. the balloon leaves from point P, rises at a uniform speed. Okay, that is point number 1. That means the balloon will keep rising like this at some uniform speed. This is where the balloon is located at this point right now, right? This is the balloon, right? This is the balloon. Next, after 6 minutes, an observer situated at a distance of 450 root 3 meters from point P, there is from 450 root 3 meters from point P. Let me call that observer as O, or I will just call it as observer, and this distance is given in the question as 450 root 3. After some 6 minutes, observer situated at a distance of 450 root 3 meters from point P observes an angle of elevation of the balloon as 60 degrees. That means balloon kept on moving upward like this. From this point, an observer suddenly looked, and when he looked, the balloon is at this position right now, and the angle of elevation at that instant is 60 degrees. If this is 60, this is 90. Assuming that the point of observation and point P are on same level, this point P and the point of observation are on same level, what is the speed of the balloon? They are asking you to find the speed of the balloon. Now, same logic, sir. Speed is nothing but distance by time. That means, can I say that distance is nothing but distance traveled from this point P till this point Q. If I call this as a Q, from P to Q, distance traveled from P to Q divided by time taken from P to Q. But time taken from P to Q is given in the question as 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, the observer will see the angle of elevation as 60 degrees from the observation point. That is what is given. So time is known. So if I calculate the distance PQ, then my answer can be easily calculated. Now, same logic I would like to implement here also. This is 60, this is 90. So this should be 30 degrees. Opposite to 30, if it is 1 unit, opposite to 60, it will be root 3. But opposite to 30 is not 1. It is given in the question as 450 root 3. Multiply by 450 root 3. This also multiply by 450 root 3. 450 root 3 into root 3 is, it is 450 into 3. That means distance traveled from P to Q is 450 into 3. We already know that value right now. Time taken from P to Q is 6 minutes. 6 minutes is nothing but this 450 into 3 is in meters. 6 minutes is nothing but it is in minutes. Convert it to seconds. 6 into 60 seconds. 360 seconds. So if I further simplify, 90 into 4, 90 into 5. It is 15 divided by 4, or 15 divided by 4 is 3.75 meters per second. Because 3.75 is already given in the answer options, that should be the correct answer. Answer is 3.75 meters per second. Very easy, sir. Very easy. Do not assume that just because they are using some terminologies as balloon, sun, all those things, it becomes very difficult to solve. These are all very easy, and you should be very lucky enough to get this kind of questions in the examination hall. Next question, and I believe that before starting this question, you all people are very comfortable with Pythagorean triplets. What are Pythagorean triplets? 3, 4, 5 are Pythagorean triplets multiplied by any constant. 9, 12, 15 is also a Pythagorean triplet. 6, 8, 10 is also another Pythagorean triplet. 5, 12, 13 is the basic Pythagorean triplet multiplied by any constant. 5 into 2, 12 into 2, 13 into 2. This also is a Pythagorean triplet. Sir, how to derive all these Pythagorean triplets? Let us not waste our time in deriving all these Pythagorean triplets right now, because I have already told you so easily beautiful method how you can derive any Pythagorean triplets and infinite number of Pythagorean triplets as much as you wish. In my geometry class, in my trigonometry class also, I have told you again there also, sir. Let us not waste our time in deriving those Pythagorean triplets. But why are you saying about this Pythagorean triplet, sir? That is required for my next question to solve the question in the most easiest way possible. See the question, sir. The distance between the tops of the building 38 meter and 58 meter high is 52 meter. That means there is a building which is of 38 meter. There is another building which is of total 58 meter. That means this entire distance is 58 meters. The distance between the tops of building 38 meters and 58 meters is 52. It is not the bottoms of the distance is given as 52. It is not this distance which is given as 52. From the top of the distance, the top of both the buildings, the top distance is given as 52 meters. This is the first statement. What will be the distance between two buildings? That means the bottom distance is what they are asking. From here to here is what they are asking, or from here to here is what they are asking is the question. Now see here, sir. This is a very easy question. If you know Pythagorean triplets, this entire distance from here to here is 58. From here to here it is 38. That means the upper part is 20 meters. This is 20 meters. This is 20. This is 52. And it is a right angled triangle. You can apply Pythagoras theorem. You can get the value of other distance or the other value. You can get it easily. Or instead of applying Pythagoras theorem, I know the basic Pythagorean triplets as 5, 12 and 13. 5, 12 and 13. 13 is nothing but the hypotenuse. According to my assumption, hypotenuse here is 13. But according to the question, hypotenuse of this right angle triangle is 52. 13 is becoming 52. Multiply by 4. 5 also multiply by 4. 5 into 4 is 20. And the 20 only is what I have got here. 12 into 4 is 48. The value of the other side, or the distance between two buildings in this question is how much? 48 meters. So easily by using Pythagorean triplets, we can derive all these questions in the most easiest format. I hope the idea is very clear for you people.